Hi, everybody. This is Andy Flaherty, Director of English. I have been asked to join you virtually at the Leadership Summit this year. I hope things are going well for you. So I appreciate being part of the CSAD Directors team. And what I've learned basically in the pandemic is that emotional resiliency can be cultivated from our collective collaborative experiences when it's linked to our content. In other words, while we're learning new things, we're able to engage social emotionally in a way that heals us and helps us and challenges us. So when I first thought about what I'd learned, I thought of acrostic poems because I have a friend, an 8-year-old who lives in my house, and she's been working on acrostic poems. And I thought about learned, the letter L, lean into change. The letter E, engage in collaborative work whenever possible. A, allow technology to enhance and adapt learning. R, reflect regularly to improve efficacy. N, notice how you're doing and what you need. Be flexible. E, explicate student thinking, making it more visible. D, decide what works for you and how you want to deliver instruction. And Kimber had some categories that I really thought about. There were 5 of them. Relationships, it's still essential. We've got to do that in a way that allows our students to work independently in groups. We know it works. Unintentional barriers. Well, it's tricky. It could be a barrier like technology, as simple as an obstacle like that, or the social emotional barriers we put up when we're frightened or afraid. And one size does not fit all. Yep, I've tried about 20 tools and I've ended up with 3 that I really like. But I also want to point out that photos are a great way to create an online environment. Screenshot your boxes, put it up, have that be your wall in Google Classroom. Use Flipgrid for kids to talk privately like I'm doing here first. Let yourself go in and review it and then share it with others. And then inquiry-based learning, using structured discussion techniques to help all kids be accountable. Yes, Kimber's right. There's ed tech fatigue. I'm in it. So I've had to go through and eliminate some things that aren't essential. And honoring teachers. Well, I do it all the time with our CPR sessions. Last year, I had teachers come in and share their best practice. So that's a wonderful thing. But I want to leave you with sort of 5 steps to moving forward to a post-pandemic world. And I've created links on the slide for each one of these areas. Visible thinking. If I know what the teacher thinks and the students think, learning is better. Doing more with less, which I talked about around Common Core. Shorter, denser text, but going deeper. Getting better at explaining things. Students got lots of confusion when we weren't explaining online because we were worried about tech, but continuing to improve our explanations. Engage and hold accountable discussions, whether it's asynchronous or synchronous. And then the big buzzword now is project-based learning, but I think the key to that is aligning it with social emotional needs. So I think there's benefits of both online learning and in-person learning, and learning which ones you want to keep is really the key. So what I'm going to do right now is move over here and invite a friend of mine in. Her name is Maya, and she's right here. She lives in my house. She's 8 years old. And what's really cool is she was telling me about online learning. And the first thing she told me, and I want her to tell you, is I really liked homework better online. Can you tell us why, Maya?
It's really easy to focus because I can't focus in real life at my desk.
Is it because it's too loud in school sometimes, so you have a little more privacy and you're able to think better?
Yes.
Wonderful. Really cool. And you said you liked breakout rooms. Now, it's a little tricky. It sounds like breakout rooms are lots of fun and we can do whatever we want. But what happens in the breakout rooms to keep you guys working together to get the job done? What was going on in there? So you don't just go in there and do your own thing. What happens?
When we're done with our work, we just talk, and when the breakout rooms end, we go to the main call.
Right. But they have tasks. The teacher's very clear. Her teacher's extremely efficient with all the online tools. She's very, very good at that. And so they have tasks they have to complete. So even though they're having fun when they're working, they're also working together. And then what was the third thing you told me? What are the downsides of online that drove your teacher crazy? Can you quickly tell us what those were?
Glitches, freezing frames, and getting dropped.
Yes, and that happened to her a lot, and it frustrated her too. But you guys were supportive and you helped her out, right? Did you feel like the kids were better at technology sometimes than the teacher?
Sometimes.
Yeah, but you helped each other out. And did you basically like learning from home this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're excited to see the kids again?
Yes.
Cool. So let's hope we can take the best of what Maya had at home and the best of what we have at school and make it work.